The Minitab Solution Center is a brand new subscription offering that provides a comprehensive set of cloud-based solutions within a single web application, which also includes a centralized file repository for seamless file access, navigation, and storage. At the heart of the Minitab Solution Center is Minitab Statistical Software, our market-leading analytics solution. Minitab Statistical Software looks at current and past data to discover trends, find and predict patterns, uncover hidden relationships between variables, and create stunning visualizations to tackle even the most daunting challenges and opportunities. Whether you are leveraging the desktop version of Minitab Statistical Software or have already started to leverage the web version, Minitab projects are fully compatible between both implementations. This means you can begin to enhance your analytical experience by starting with all of the additional cloud-based solutions exclusively available within the Minitab Solution Center, and then continue that workflow via a Minitab project into the desktop version. Alternatively, you can also bring your existing analytical projects into the cloud, where additional problem solving and exploration can be done within the Minitab Solution Center. To initiate cloud repository access with Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive, you can access the sign-in button for each integrated repository by selecting on the corresponding repository name. Once you are signed in, you additionally have the options to manage the status of autosave along with the default save location for newly created projects and files via the settings icon. After authenticating, you can then navigate across all the files and folders saved within the selected repository, including the items from other native repositories that have been shared with you and the files that you have recently accessed. For this webinar, we will be highlighting the functionality available within the Minitab Data Center, which is one of the newest cloud-based solutions that is again exclusive to the Minitab Solution Center. The Minitab Data Center allows users to access data, assess its quality, apply flexible transformations that can be scripted for repeatability, and make available the transform data to downstream Minitab capabilities. To get started, a new pane of the Minitab Data Center can be launched from the New section on the home screen. Alternatively, if you already have a data file in mind to use, you can also open the file directly from the Cloud Repository section below. For this example, I'm going to launch a new instance without a file selected, where the Minitab Data Center will then give me the opportunity to browse for a file once loaded. Similar to the Cloud Repository section on the home page, an in-app version of all available repositories will appear via a dialog. In this example, I'll browse for a file that is locally available on my machine that I'd like to prepare for a Minitab analysis. After selecting and loading the file of your choice, the Minitab Data Center will provide you with out-of-the-box visualizations for each column within the dataset. These visualizations begin to tell you the story of a column's overall quality, allowing you to quickly identify and address inconsistencies and errors. With this dataset in particular, I'm noticing that there are entire rows of data that contain missing values. Outside of the column-level data preparation steps that are available within the Minitab Data Center, there are additional cleanup options that can be applied to the entire dataset. These options can be accessed from the Steps panel and are automatically added and applied to every dataset that's opened within this solution. Within the Initial Cleanup Options dialog, there are a variety of data cleaning options that can be toggled for all the columns. This includes removing rows where missing values are present in every column, trimming whitespace, removing non-printable characters, formatting dates based on regional settings, and case normalization for all text columns. To remove the majority of the missing values present in this dataset, it'll be easier for me to include this first initial cleanup step option. Additionally, to begin standardizing the distinct levels across all of the text columns, I'll also select the sentence case option within the case normalization settings. After submitting these changes, the data grid will instantly refresh to reflect the newly configured initial cleanup settings against the dataset. Within the data grid, column headers can be selected to expose a variety of cleanup options that are available for its column-specific type. These data preparation options include sorting, changing the column type, renaming, filtering, merging, find and replace, prepending and or appending strings to column values, changing the case of values, and deleting. Additionally, depending on the column type, cell values can also be interacted with, where a context menu can help accelerate configuring a specific data cleanup step. For this specific case, I'm noticing that some of the values within my temperature column include the use of a degree symbol. Leveraging the Quick Prep menu, I can pre-fill the Find and Replace dialog with one of these unwanted values. With just a few extra changes, I can easily create a rule that will find all instances of the degree symbol and replace them with just an empty string, essentially removing the character from all of the values present within this column. As you begin to transform your data, addressing issues that may potentially need to be resolved before diving into a deeper analysis, like the use of the degree symbol that we just fixed, data preparation steps are provided in natural language within the Steps panel. Additionally, each step can be interacted with and will update the columns and values within the data grid to reflect the corresponding data transformations up to that point. In addition to the data grid updating as new steps are added or created, column-level statistics are also available within the Quick Stats panel. We can see in this example that before my Find and Replace rule was created, my temperature column included 6 different distinct values. This can additionally be viewed from the column header visualizations as well. Once I select the Find and Replace operation, my Quick Stats panel is rehydrated with the latest statistics for this specific column. Depending on the column type and the number of distinct values present within the selected column, the summary statistics will dynamically change to yield the best insights. After you have built up a series of unique data preparation steps, there may be a desire to save or snapshot these data cleaning rules. That way they can be applied to the same dataset across different sessions, or alternatively to different data files that match a similar schema. It's important to know that the Minitab Data Center does not currently have a project file at this time, as you may be used to having files like these from Minitab statistical software. Instead, the Minitab Data Center allows you to export a brand new file type with the MDCS extension. This extension translates to a Minitab Data Center steps file and can only be used with the Minitab Data Center web app. Within the Steps panel header, there will be 2 options available within a drop-down section for importing and exporting steps. If you are currently signed in to an online repository like Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive, your exported steps will be placed within your default repository save location. If you have not signed in to any of these integrated repositories, we will export the steps as a normal browser download. When importing a Minitab Data Center steps file, the familiar Cloud Repository dialog will be opened where any of the repositories can be used to access this file type. Again, I will just use the step file from my local machine where I will choose to replace the existing steps that we configured previously. From the initial cleanup step that we started with to the last step that we just imported, it's like a night and day comparison specifically for this dataset. At this point, I may be ready to start further analyzing my data with the other tools that are available to me. If you'd like to take this prepared data and open it directly within Minitab statistical software via the desktop version, you have the quick option to export this clean data as a Minitab worksheet. Additionally, if you'd like to use one of the other solutions native to the Minitab Solution Center, like the web version of Minitab statistical software, you can easily open this data directly within a new Minitab project. When leveraging the Minitab Data Center to pass data between different capabilities, like Minitab statistical software, you also have the flexibility to continue to make quick edits and resync your data connection. For instance, with this dataset, I may want to apply a filter to easily subset this data. If I navigate back to my opened Minitab Data Center tab, I can make a few data preparation changes and then resync this new data back to my Minitab project. A data connection powered by the Minitab Data Center can be resynced from either the header bar of the data center instance or directly within the dashboard or Minitab project instance. One of the last capabilities offered through the Minitab Data Center speaks to a piece of the overall vision for what we wanted to offer our customers in terms of integrated experiences. Wherever you are at within the Minitab Solution Center, when you are wanting to add or open data sets, whether that's for a Minitab project or potentially one of our other newer offerings, a data preview will be displayed with some hopefully familiar initial cleanup options that can be configured before opening your data within the tool of your choice.